Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we do have the iPhone 15 Pro in natural titanium. I've been using it as my daily phone for 3 months already, so I feel like this is time for the full review. Starting off with the display, so obviously this is going to be the thing that you stare at the most, and the 120 hertz on this phone makes it feel very smooth. You've heard it 1,000 times before, and as you would expect, it is a great screen. Overall, an excellent display, great for watching content and whatnot. Moving on to the build quality. So obviously this year, Apple decided to make the frame of the phone with titanium, in case you didn't already hear, not like the advertisements ever mentioned it. In my experience thus far, I have zero complaints about the new material, and the phone is obviously a tad lighter than previous phones, and it also brings a really nice aesthetic, especially with the titanium colorway. The front is protected by a screen protector for me, obviously, and I do also rock a case because you got to protect your investment. I also have camera lens protectors on board as well, just to have that extra layer of protection. When it comes to performance, we have the Apple A17 Pro chip, which is specifically for the Pro models only. Day-to-day usage has been great. Never had any overheating issues, even before the software update that they launched. And when I did update the phone, actually, that was the time when I had overheating events. But I kind of find it ironic that the fix actually worsened my phone a little bit. But regardless, they're rare. I don't have an issue with it. Gaming on this phone is great. I don't play any heavy games aside from CSR Racing 2, and even then, not really. I have an F1 game that I play, which I feel like is really graphic intensive, and it obviously is still a really heavy game, and it plays it very well. I have gotten occasional stuttering just randomly, but it's not a huge deal. It's very rare that it happens, but it does happen. It's not perfect. This brings me to battery life. This part of the phone is probably what chained me to this phone. The battery life has been incredible. I have never killed this phone, although on some super heavy days, I have gotten really close. And the battery is just insane on this phone. Oftentimes, many people brings up the Pro Max as the one to get simply because of the longer battery life. But honestly, the 15 Pro has more than enough for most people to get you through a day. On average, I get 6 to 8 hours of screen on time, and on days that I don't use it as much, I'm left with around 30 or 40% by the end of the day. I only have good things to say about this phone when it comes to battery life. I mean, it is incredible what Apple has been able to do with such a small battery to optimize it. It hasn't let me down. Battery anxiety is honestly gone with this phone. That's all I have to say. Moving on to cameras, the biggest focus on most flagship phones is the camera. Whether it's a big or small improvement, the companies always have something to say about their new camera. And this one does have a slightly better camera on paper, but in real life, real world usage, it's really hard to see. It still takes great photos, excellent videos as you would expect from the iPhone, which is well known for taking excellent video, and still the best video on any smartphone really. But there is one glaring problem that I have that has annoyed me with this phone ever since the overheating update, and it's a random shutter lag that I experience with this phone. I didn't have that issue before the software update, and it mainly happens when I just open the camera, which is, I guess, understandable. The other time I experienced this is if I rapid fire the shutter button 3 times, it only takes 2 photos after a 2 second delay. Either way, it really is my biggest gripe about this phone right now. But regardless, take a look at some of these samples. Overall, this phone has been a great device. It offers so much for its size, and like with most phones, it's hard to go wrong with one of these. You know, you have your Samsungs of the world, your iPhones. You really can't go wrong with any of these phones on the flagship level. They have all just gotten so good. Any of them are a great choice. If you're coming from the 14 series, I'd say save your money, wait for next year, because even myself, coming from an iPhone 13 Pro, didn't 100% feel like it was worth the upgrade. More like 70%. I mainly got it because of USB Type C. It feels very similar, but I do enjoy the dynamic island, so that constantly keeps it fresh for me. Anyway, that was it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay tuned. We have plenty of other tech coming up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, peace.